Trains were the backbone of any country's economy back in the days of Industrial Revolution, and they still are the lifeline of communication for many. Large coaches sitting on tracks, traveling long distances for hours, even days, equipped with all necessary amenities, evoke a sense of romance and adventure unlike any other form of travel. If you want to discover some of the world's most fascinating places from a unique perspective, traveling aboard a luxury train will make the entire experience even more special. Here are the world's top 10 luxury trains. Take a step back in time and rediscover the art of elegant traveling. Number 10. Blue Train, Pretoria to Cape Town, from $976 per person. The Blue Train is a train from South Africa to Pretoria and Cape Town, with a total length of about 1,600 km. It is one of the most luxurious sightseeing trains in the world, providing butler service, 2 card rest carriages, 1 card sightseeing carriages, and carriages with golden French windows. The carriages are paved with soundproof carpets, and each room is equipped with a bathroom. Operators call their services magnificent and moving 5-star hotels. Famous people including King Zulu and the President of South Africa have taken the Blue Train. The origin of the Blue Train can be traced back to the Union Limited and Union Express trains that started service in 1923. During the Second World War, train service was interrupted for a time and then resumed in 1946, with the train serving again. The operator referred to the nickname of the Blue Steel Carriage, introduced in 1937 Blue Train, as the new name of the route. Number 9. The Rocky Mountaineer, Banff to Vancouver, from $1,309 per person. Rocky Mountaineer is a Canadian rail tour company based in Vancouver that operates luxury scenic trains on 4 rail routes in British Columbia, Alberta, Colorado, and Utah. Rocky Mountaineer has been awarded the world's leading travel experience by train at the World Travel Awards 7 times for its Gold Leaf service, and was recognized by National Geographic magazine as one of the world's best journeys in 2007. The Society of American Travel Writers, the world's largest organization of professional travel journalists and photographers, rated the Rocky Mountaineer as the world's top train ride in 2009. Number 8. Rovos Rail, Southern and Eastern Africa. The 4-day Pretoria to Victoria Falls journey in the Pullman suite costs $1,504 per person. Rovos Rail is a private railway company operating out of Capital Park Station in Pretoria, South Africa. Rovos Rail runs its train hotel to a regular schedule on various routes throughout Southern Africa, from South Africa to Namibia and Tanzania. The trains consist of restored Rhodesia Railways NRZ coaches with 2 lounges, 2 restaurant cars, and private sleeping compartments, each with private in-suite facilities. The Royal Suite also has a Victorian-style bathtub. The company was started in 1989 by Rowan Was and is still family-owned. Rovos Rail employs a staff of 210, from the onboard staff to those working to restore carriages in the company's Capital Park depot. Number 7. The Ghan Adelaide to Darwin, from $2,637 per person. The Ghan is an experiential tourism-oriented passenger train service that operates between the northern and southern coasts of Australia, through the cities of Adelaide, Alice Springs and Darwin on the Adelaide-Darwin Rail Corridor, operated by Journey Beyond Rail Expeditions. Its scheduled traveling time, including extended stops for passengers to do off-train tours, is 53 hours, 15 minutes to travel the 2,979 kilometers. The Ghan has been described as one of the world's great passenger trains. The Ghan was privatized in 1997 and has since then been operated by Journey Beyond Rail Expeditions, formerly known as Great Southern Rail. Initially as part of the Circle Group, Great Southern Rail was sold to Allegro Funds, a Sydney investment fund, in March 2015. Number 6. Belmond Royal Scotsman, Scottish Highlands, from $3,917 per person, 2 nights. The Belmond Royal Scotsman is a Scottish overnight luxury train, started in 1985 by GS and WR Great Scottish and Western Railway Co., and run since 2005 by Belmond Limited. Its itineraries include 2, 3, 4, 5 or 7-night journeys around the Scottish Highlands, visiting castles, distilleries and historic sites. Once each year, it also makes a 7-night journey around the whole of Great Britain. The first train was composed of Mark I sleeping cars and 3 vintage dining and lounge carriages. After the inauguration of the current train set in 1989, the vintage coaches have kept on running as the Queen of Scots charter train. For the second train batch, the train's former owner acquired Pullman cars, which were built in 1960 by Metropolitan Camel for the East Coast Main Line. Number 5. The Canadian, Toronto to Vancouver, from $2,891 per person. The Canadian is a transcontinental passenger train operated by Via Rail with service between Union Station in Toronto, Ontario and Pacific Central Station in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Before 1955, the Canadian was a Canadian Pacific Railway train between Toronto and Chicago. On April 24, 1955, CPR renamed its best transcontinental train between Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver the Canadian, with new lightweight stainless steel equipment. Via Rail Canada took over in 1978, and on January 15, 1990, designated the Canadian as its sole transcontinental service between Toronto and Vancouver only. The new service replaced the former supercontinental CNR flagship passenger service, and continues to run as of 2022, primarily over Canadian national tracks. Number 4. Golden Eagle, Moscow to Vladivostok, from US $15,895 per person, silver class. Hardcore travelers say you haven't really experienced train travel until you rode the Trans-Siberian Express. With its intimidating itinerary that spans a whopping 8 time zones, the Golden Eagle is a luxury version of the Trans-Siberian, featuring en-suite bathrooms, air-con in the summer, full heat in the winter, laundry services, TVS, a resident pianist, and an English-speaking doctor. It rides a long lake, Baikal, hauled by a Soviet-era steam locomotive, and makes a detour to Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia's capital, To help passengers acclimatize in extravagance, 5-star accommodations in Moscow and Vladivostok are provided. Number 3. Venice Simplon-Orient-Express London to Venice, from $3,342 per person. The Venice Simplon-Orient-Express VSOE is a private luxury train service from London to Venice and other European cities. This train is probably the father of the concept of luxury train for the masses. No other luxury voyager would evoke a similar sense of romance and adventure as the infamous Venice Simplon-Orient-Express, the setting for Agatha Christie's famous novel Murder on the Orient Express, that has also inspired several movies on the story. It is said that Hitler was also one of the fans of the train. The train was French pride, and in 1940, the Germans hauled the train to the spot of their previous surrender and took it over. Later, the train narrowly escaped its doom of being exploded by the Nazis. When Hitler's downfall was imminent, as he didn't want this trophy of luxury travel to shine on his enemy's land. Number 2. Maharajas Express Delhi to Mumbai, from $3,850 per person. The Maharajas Express is a luxury tourist train owned and operated by Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation (IRCTC). It serves for routes across northwest and central India, mainly centered on Rajasthan, between the months of October and April. The Maharajas Express was voted the world's leading luxury train 7 times in a row at the World Travel Awards in 2012 through 2018. Maharajas Express also received recognition from the Condé Nast Traveler's Reader Choice Travel Award. Number 1. The Transcantabrico Gran Lujo, San Sebastian to Santiago de Compostela, from $4,859 per person. The Transcantabrico is a meter-gauge tourist train service crossing northern Spain along the Bay of Biscay. It is the oldest of Spain's tourist trains, managed by the Spanish public company, FEVE, since its inauguration in 1983 until 2012. When FEVE disappeared and Banff operator took over, it opened for business on 30th July 1983, with an inaugural trip between La Robla and Cisterna in Lyon. Its original composition was 3 Pullman launch cars, built in the UK in 1923 for bunk bed cars, a generator car and a service car for the crew. As of 2015, there are 2 trains, the Classic and the Luxury. The latter is considered the best tourist train in the world. The Transcantabrico feels more like a 5-star hotel on wheels than a full-on train experience.